All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. This is a part of the Have We Met Michigan English Test webinar series. My name is Audrey. I'm a Business Development and Recognition Manager with Michigan Language Assessment. And today I'm so happy to be joined by Michelle Rios of Florida International University's English Language Institute. And she will be presenting on their intensive English program and the value of language immersion programs. I'll be popping in the middle to share a little bit about Michigan English Test, but for the most part, it will be this topic right here today. I'm sure we've got some great information in store. And so with that, I'll let Michelle take it away.
Thank you so much, Audrey. Hello again, everyone. My name is Michelle Rios. I'm a program coordinator at the English Language Institute, or the ELI for short. I've been here for about 4 years, and I'm excited to talk about today's topic. So our intensive English program is without a doubt one of our most popular programs at the ELI. And what it is it's an academic English program that offers 6 levels of proficiency. So on the Common European Framework reference, it would be from A1 to B2. And each academic term is 12 or 14 weeks long, depending on when the term starts. The idea is that it mirrors FIU's academic calendar, so summer is always shorter than fall and spring. Because it is an intensive English program, we do offer daily classes. They're Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. with a 15-minute break in between. And every day, students have 2 different classes, 4 classes total, which is grammar, reading and vocabulary, writing, and communication. We strongly believe here at the ELI that language learning is a very personal process. So our placement test process is also very personalized. In fact, we use the Michigan English test for our placement test process. And this is a test students have to take 1 week before classes. And based on those results, we assign students 1 to 6, a level between 1 and 6 for each of these classes you see here on screen.
All right, and just a quick note on Michigan English Test. So there are other tests available if you're needing a high stakes English proficiency exam. So why might you consider Michigan English Test? It is more affordable than most on the market. So in between 20 to even up to 40% less expensive than other test options. We do offer students the opportunity to retake one section at a low cost. So if you're not happy with how your speaking or your writing turned out from test day, you do have that option to retake one of the skills sections. And we know we need to be flexible in terms of scheduling and results. So you have up to 48 hours before your exam to register, and you'll receive those results within 5 days. The results that you receive are good for life. They live in your Michigan portal, and you can share those for free with as many institutions as necessary. We don't require any special courses or textbooks in order to prepare for our exam, but we do have free resources available. But overall, it is meant to be a very test taker friendly assessment to help you gain the credential that you might need to go further in your studies. So that's a little bit on Michigan English Test.
Thank you, Audrey. And we can certainly vouch for here at the ELI. It's integral to our placement test process, and it's really thorough. So going back to the intensive English program, I mentioned earlier we have a daily schedule, and it is an intensive program. So this just gives a nice overview of what students can expect. So Mondays and Wednesdays are a pretty fixed schedule, and Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. It's Fridays that really rotate in order for students to follow a block schedule, which is similar to what they might see in a university classroom. So what is the language immersion program? So I've described the intensive English program as an academic English program, but it's also a language immersion program. A language immersion program, kind of like the picture suggests, it's a program where you're in an environment where basically everything is in the target language, in this case in English. So it's not just in the classroom you're using English, but also outside when you're going to visit museums, when you're going out to eat. You're constantly using the target language, and that's the whole idea of the language immersion program, and that's certainly our goal for our students. So why enroll in a language immersion program? In my mind, there are 3 top reasons. So stress-free practice, you're being taught by experts, and cultural exchange. Stress-free practice, I think, is one of the biggest benefits of joining the language immersion program. At the English Language Institute at FIU, we have an English-only policy. So teachers teach exclusively in English. And even if a group of students in a classroom share the same L1 or first language, English is only encouraged. And that's so students can get some extra practice. Mistakes are encouraged. So we know that one of the top reasons students are afraid to speak in English or whatever their target language may be is because they're afraid of making mistakes and embarrassing themselves. But we encourage those because it's only through practicing speaking, it's only through production that you really improve your skills. It's also a low stakes environment. So a lot of our students join the intensive English program before they continue their university studies. And if there's one place to really make mistakes and not worry about whether something's going to affect your GPA or your grades, the intensive English program is definitely it. And lastly, it's an equal playing field. So just like all of our students are learners. And so nobody's perfect. That's why everybody's learning English. And it's a great place to make mistakes, to practice, and just move forward with the learning process. So the second reason to join an immersion program is that you're being taught by experts. At the English Language Institute, we're very proud of our instructors. All of our instructors have at least a master's degree. We're very proud of two instructors in particular who recently received their PhD. They have a PhD. They both have PhDs in teaching and learning, and they focus specifically on English language instruction. Individually, all of our instructors have decades of experience teaching and designing language courses. Some of our instructors actually served on the committee, the curriculum committee here at the English Language Institute, so they played an integral role in designing the classes in our intensive English program. And then lastly, our instructors make it a point to incorporate multimodal instruction. So it's not just a textbook and notebooks, although we certainly use them, but we also have, we use Reading Plus, for example, to support our students' reading journeys. And, we try to incorporate video, music, just all different types of media so that language learning doesn't become stale. And lastly, a third reason to join a language immersion program is the cultural exchange. So at FIU, we like to say international is our middle name. And that's certainly what we strive to do at the English Language Institute, which is create an international environment. Every semester, we have students from over 25 different countries represented. And we really try to highlight these differences and celebrate them through events such as Culture Day, which is in the upper left-hand side of the screen. You can see it. Where students basically bring food, traditional dishes from their home countries. Some students like to dress in traditional clothing. It's really nice because students get to learn about different cultures, of course, using English as a lingua franca. But it's really nice because these differences will make our university community so interesting. We also take students to our Frost Art Museum here on campus, and we go around Miami, so it's the beach, it's so many different activities. But I think the key here is getting to learn about different cultures, learning about people from different places through English, their chosen language. So that's pretty much an overview of our intensive English program and of course the value of a language immersion program like the intensive English program. If you have any questions about it, or if you just want to talk languages, I'm here. So I'm going to leave my contact information here. Also, you're welcome to follow the English Language Institute on all of our socials, and looking forward to connect.
All right. Thanks so much, Michelle. This was fantastic information I think would be really useful, and those cultural exchange photos in particular look like a lot of fun. So yes, a ton of benefit to be had in an immersive program for sure. As Michelle shared, all of the information is here on the screen. If you'd like to get in touch with her, her email and her phone, as well as that of Florida International University's ELI. And if you are interested in learning more about Michigan English tests, you can visit michiganassessment.org. And we thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again on the next Have We Met webinar. Bye-bye.